Many people grow up believing that aging inevitably leads to loneliness, declining health, and less joy. But research from trusted institutions like Harvard Medical School and the National Institute on Aging shows a very different reality. In fact, many older adults report higher levels of emotional well-being than younger people when they maintain certain daily routines. So what creates that difference? Why do some people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond wake up with a sense of peace, purpose, and quiet happiness, while others feel disconnected and tired? The answer is not luck. It is not about having a perfect life, and it is not about avoiding all problems. It is about how you live your day. Today, we will walk through a simple but powerful idea. A full day in the life of a happy older adult, and the 7 secrets that shape that day from morning to night. These are not trends or guesses. These are habits supported by medical research, psychological studies, and real-life experiences from people who are not just living longer, but living better. And it all begins with something very simple, yet incredibly powerful. Let us start with how the day begins. Secret number 7 is starting the day with purpose, not just routine. Many people assume that retirement brings freedom, and it does. But it can also remove structure. And when structure disappears, something deeper often fades with it. That is a sense of purpose. Research published in medical journals has shown that older adults who feel a strong sense of purpose tend to have lower risks of depression, slower cognitive decline, and even longer lifespans. When you wake up without something to look forward to, your brain reduces activity in areas linked to motivation. Over time, this can affect your mood, your energy, and even your memory. But something small can change everything. A happy older adult does not simply wake up. They wake up with intention. It might be watering plants, reading a few pages, calling a loved one, or stepping outside for fresh air. These small actions send a clear message to your brain that today matters. And once your day begins with meaning, it becomes easier to carry that feeling forward. Now, having a sense of purpose gives your day direction. But what you do with your body next determines how that day truly feels. Secret number 6 is gentle movement that keeps the brain and body active. Many people think exercise is only for building strength, but in reality, it is one of the most powerful tools for protecting brain health. Studies from organizations like the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention show that regular physical activity can significantly reduce the risk of cognitive decline. Movement increases blood flow to the brain, supports the growth of new neural connections, and improves mood through natural chemical changes. The important thing to remember is that exercise does not need to be intense. A happy older adult moves in a way that feels comfortable and sustainable. Walking, stretching, light yoga, tai chi, or even gardening can provide real benefits. As your body moves, your brain receives signals that promote alertness and emotional balance. You begin to feel more awake, more capable, and more connected to your surroundings. Even with movement, there is something else that deeply affects emotional health. That is connection with other people. Secret number 5 is staying socially connected, even in simple ways. There is a common belief that loneliness is a natural part of aging. But this is not true. Research shows that social isolation can increase health risks, including depression and even early mortality. But connection does not require large groups or constant activity. What matters most is meaningful interaction. A happy older adult stays connected in small but consistent ways. A short phone call, a conversation with a neighbor, meeting someone for coffee, participating in a local group or community activity. These moments activate parts of the brain that support emotional stability and reduce stress. They also remind you of something very important, that you still belong. If you have found ways to stay connected, it is worth sharing them with others. Your experience may help someone else feel less alone. Now, while connection supports the heart, your mind also needs regular care. Secret number 4 is keeping the mind engaged and curious. Aging does not mean the brain stops learning. Scientific research shows that the brain can continue forming new connections throughout life. This ability helps maintain memory and cognitive function. However, the brain needs stimulation. If it is not challenged, it can begin to slow down. A happy older adult keeps the mind active. They read, learn new things, solve puzzles, explore hobbies, or engage with new ideas. Even simple activities like listening to audiobooks or watching educational content can help maintain mental sharpness. When the mind stays active, it becomes more resilient. But mental activity alone is not enough. Emotional balance is just as important. Secret number 3 is practicing gratitude and emotional awareness. Life does not need to be perfect in order to feel meaningful. But the way you focus your attention matters. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude can improve mood, reduce symptoms of depression, and enhance overall well-being. A happy older adult acknowledges difficulties, but they also choose to notice what is still good. It could be a quiet morning, a kind conversation, a pleasant memory, or simply the comfort of being at home. These small moments activate positive responses in the brain and gradually shift your emotional state. Over time, this changes how you experience daily life. Gratitude is not about ignoring problems. It is about creating balance. And when you learn to focus on what remains instead of what is missing, your sense of contentment grows stronger. A grateful mind brings emotional balance and peace. But without proper rest, even the most positive mindset can become fragile. Secret number 2 is prioritizing rest and quality sleep. Sleep plays a critical role in both physical and mental health. As people age, sleep patterns can change. Many older adults experience lighter sleep or wake more often during the night. However, ongoing sleep problems should not be overlooked. Poor sleep has been linked to memory issues, mood changes, and increased health risks. A happy older adult takes steps to protect their sleep. This includes maintaining a consistent bedtime, limiting stimulants later in the day, and creating a calm environment before going to sleep. During sleep, the brain performs important functions such as clearing waste, organizing memories, and restoring emotional balance. When sleep improves, daily life becomes easier to manage. And finally, we arrive at the most powerful secret of all. Secret number 1 is feeling needed and giving back. There is a common belief that happiness comes from receiving. But for many older adults, true fulfillment comes from giving. Research has shown that helping others, whether through volunteering, supporting family members, or simply offering kindness, is strongly linked to better mental health and longer life. Giving creates a sense of purpose. It reinforces identity and strengthens social connection. A happy older adult does not feel that their role in life is finished. They understand that they still have something valuable to offer. Sharing experiences, helping others, and contributing in small ways all create a deep sense of meaning. And that feeling of being needed is one of the strongest foundations of lasting happiness. Before we close, it is important to remember that this information is for educational purposes and should not replace professional medical advice. Always consult with a healthcare provider when making changes to your routine. Now let us reflect on what we have learned. A happy day in the life of an older adult is shaped by simple and consistent habits. Starting the day with purpose, moving the body gently, staying connected with others, keeping the mind active, practicing gratitude, prioritizing sleep, and finding meaning through giving. You do not need to do everything at once. You can begin with one habit and gradually build from there. Because small changes, repeated over time, can lead to meaningful improvements in how you feel each day. And finally, remember this: your health is still in your hands. Eating balanced meals, staying active, and maintaining proper nutrition are essential for both body and mind. Your body continues to respond to care. Your mind continues to grow with stimulation, and your heart continues to respond to connection. Take time to care for yourself. Stay engaged with life, because there is still so much ahead. Moments to enjoy, people to connect with, and purpose to rediscover.